No, we haven't got any new content for EN in a while, so we'll keep talking about JP stuff until we get new content for EN. And I do want to talk about the best 3 unit of each damage type right now in JP, because it's also give EN players some sort of planning ahead, so they decided to know what unit to pull on, but do note that this can change over time with the addition of new unit, so therefore this video is only up to the 2.5 anniversary of the JP version. For sword damage, Edgar is currently the best sword damage user in the game, and when compared to the other class, Warrior has been quite a bit abundance compared to the other class. Erika has a passive that let her increase her own damage cap by 50,000, so instead of hitting the damage cap for 100,000, she can hit for up to 150,000. Combine that with the fact that Erika can also double cast a skill very easily, she can hit up to 300k from one move only, and in a break rotation she can deal up to 600k of damage. Audio O can also deal as much damage as Erika, but he does require his team to be at full health so that his strongest moves sap off your teammate health for him to deal bigger damage. Susanto is the most recent unit in JP, but unlike Audio whose strongest nuke is split into multiple moves, or Erika who has innate passive damage cap increase, Susanto's does not have passive damage cap increase, so even though he does a lot of damage, his damage isn't as high as Erika or Audio. To summarize it up, Susanto's is very strong, but when compared to Audio and Erika, they're just like way super strong compared to Susanto's. For spear damage, Leon is the best spear DPS currently right now in JP. He has a very high base attack for a merchant, and not to mention that he has a fire spear, and along with that, he can also double cast his skill by just casting another one of his skill. So like Erika, his double cast is also very easy to trigger. Crosser is also really strong, but only in short time only, since his move has a limit to how much he can use per match. So the longer the fight go on, the better Leon is, but if the fight lasts for a short time only, then I would say that Crosser is better than Leon in terms of doing damage. And last is Solon, which I notify with an asterisk, and an asterisk is that there is a lot of characters in JP that are now using the weapon type, but that weapon type also hit one additional weakness. The way it works is that Solon Fire look at the enemy weakness, and if the enemy is weak to spear, they will treat that spear weakness as if the enemy is weak to fire, which means that it's still considered to be fire damage and not spear damage, so therefore Solon's skill would benefit more from fire debuff on the enemy instead of spear debuff. Solon is a fire scholar who fire can hit spear. His damage is not as high as Crosser or Leon, but he is more of a supporting type where he has fire and spear buff, and also fire and spear debuff. And not to mention that he also has a nuke and also a 3-hit that fall from the sky every single turn, so he is really strong. If we are only counting for true spear damage only and not fire that can hit spear weakness, then the third best spear unit right now would be Roland from Triangle Strategy. In terms of dagger damage, currently Bargello is the best dagger DPS right now in the game. His nuke hit really hard and can go up to 1000 potency power, and he also supports his other dagger unit because his buff and his passive raise dagger damage of everyone, and he has a buff that also raises dagger damage of everyone, and also increase the damage cap of everyone. Next is A2 and Darion, which are 2 dagger units that is currently in EN, and they are both still very strong in JP. A2 I say that if the fight go on for a longer time, then Darion is better, but the shorter the fight is, the better A2 is. In terms of axe damage, it's currently the same for both EN and JP right now, but the best axe DPS right now in the game will be A2. I think the only axe support unit we got ever since the Near Automata collab is Nepti, but Nepti only debuff axe defense down. She does not buff axe the damage up, so compared to the other buffer, she is not that strong. Compare that with the lack of strong axe DPS outside of A2 and 2B, axe is kind of weak overall as a damage type. In terms of bow damage, Herminia is the best bow damage user currently. She has multi-hit, and she also has a nuke that gets stronger if the enemy is bleeding, and for Herminia, inflicting bleeding is very easy on her because she has a passive that every time she uses skill, the enemy has a 30% chance to be inflicted with bleeding. Not to mention that she also has a skill where she rain arrow upon the enemy every single turn, just kinda like how Will Die work. Xander is still the second best bow DPS because there is not that much competition in JP right now. Other hunter like Loomis EX or Tressa EX, the damage is not as high enough, and Tressa EX, she is focusing on both attacking and also dodging attack, so her damage is not as high as Xander. In total stab damage, Leon's spear also hits stab weakness, so everything Leon do is also applied to the stab weakness. The one problem is that his 5-hit spear does not hit stab, but his 3-hit spear does. Nefty Axe also hits stab weakness like Leon, and beside those two, there's currently no other unit in the game that can also hit stab weakness, so therefore that would make Yanlong the third best stab DPS in the game. The best Tome DPS right now would be Nefty, where her axe also hit Tome weakness along with stab weakness. She has a gimmick where she can use her ultimate up to 10 times, and the more she used it, the stronger her skill becomes. We also have Hami, which is our 9th arena champion, and she can do quite a bit of damage with her tome. And then we also have August, who can also do Dagger and Dart weakness. The only problem is that those two have some heavy competition, so August only shine in doing tome damage compared to Dagger and Dark. In terms of fan damage, Herminia is currently the best fan DPS right now. Everything Herminia do, with the exception of the arrow raining from the sky every single turn, she can do it again with fans, so that include her 4-hit fan and a 260 fan that gets stronger if the enemy is bleeding. Other than that, Hunted EX can also hit all the enemy with her fan, have a strong nuke, and also debuff all of the stat along with it, while Tatlock has a 5-hit fan and a 3-hit fan AoE that can charm the enemy. In terms of fire damage, Audio S is currently the best fire mage right now. Technically he's a dark mage, but all of his dark attack can hit fire weakness. Like the other Audio, both Audio has high base magic and high base attack, where it's around 460-ish, and with Audio S, he also has a nuke that can go up to 1000 power, combined with his high base magic. Xantos and Edelgard are both warrior, and they both can also hit the fire element, but I would say that it's easier to set up a sword comp than fire comp because there's more sword support than fire support. So one might even argue that Xantos and Edelgard might be even better than Audio S, but if we're doing just by themselves, then Audio S is better here. In terms of ice damage, Leonora would be currently the best one, mainly because she has a 4x95 ice attack that can be used as both a multi-hit and also her nuke. Compared to the other element, ice is kind of the weakest element among them all, mainly because we are lacking strong ice unit and unit that can buff ice damage and stuff like that. Like you could see here that despite the fact that Cyrus was at least like 4 months old into the game, he's still considered to be the second best ice DPS we have right now. In terms of lightning damage, it will be Lavina, where she is kind of like Audio S, where she also has a high base magic, and she also has a nuke that can go up to 1000 potency. One problem with Lavina though is that her multi-hit does not hit lightning weakness, only her nuke does, so she doesn't really make a good lightning multi-hit user. She's only good at dealing big damage to them. And Cyrus is still the second best lightning DPS in the game right now. I say that if it weren't for the fact that Lavina exists, then I would say that lightning would probably be even worse than ice. But the fact that we have Lavina for lightning, I say that lightning is kind of better than ice, but still kind of sucks though. In total win DPS is still Lavina, like I described a while ago, a high base attack, a 4-hit single target win, a 3-hit win AoE, the fact that she can also debuff win resistance down and magic defense down the enemy by herself, and also that she has a one very big strong nuke. Barcelona Dagger can also hit win, but his strongest nuke where he can go above the damage cap and all of that only hit Dagger only, so his damage when it's come to doing win, or technically Dagger that hit win weakness, isn't as high as Lavina. And then there's Sophia EX, where she has a gimmick where she gets stronger the more icon buff and debuff you have on her. It's kind of hard to stack 16 of them on her, but you somehow manage to stack 16 buff and debuff on Sophia EX, then I say that she can do more damage than Barcelo, but if it's less than 16, I say that Barcelo can do more than Sophia. In total light damage, it would be Erika, Because the sword also hit light weakness, so everything she do to enemy that is weak to sword, she can do the same to enemy that is weak to light. The same also applies to Susanto's, where his sword also hit light weakness, and for Shiguna, her light skill also count the enemy icon of buff and debuff, so if the enemy has more than 12 icon on them, her light move do the double the potency of the damage. And for the dark element, we have Erika and the 2 audio. For Erika, she can switch form, and when she switch form, her sword can also now hit dark element. Audio also can also hit dark weakness, while Audio S is a dark mage himself. Honestly, at this rate we are going right now, I won't be surprised if the future meta in JP will be ruled by warrior who can hit every single element instead of the pure damage by himself. Like, who need to do lightning, ice, or wind damage anyway? We might as well just get another warrior who can hit lightning, ice, or wind element. And in Tome, which damage type is the strongest right now, it's definitely go to sword because we have too many strong unit that can deal so many sword damage, honestly. To demonstrate how strong they are, I prepared this footage of me fighting against August rematch. This is August EX. It's a stronger rematch of August himself, where he is supposed to be way harder. But it is still August, so therefore he is still very easy to fight, so therefore I just use him as my practice dummy for testing out damage.
そちらは任せる。
お任せします。
すまない。野郎ども、気合い入れろ。すまんな。
トランテ。
そちらは任せる。すまんな。我が炎がたけっている。なんで山。ここまでだ。俺に続け。暗いな。
助かって受けてみろ。
猿のだ。邪悪よ。すまない。
ありがとう。
礼を言うぞ。乱烈山。つかます。イーベンの剣だ。
受けてみろ。
猿のが終わりだ。確かに。
And that is the end of this video. I did this out of boredom because we are lacking EN content, but I think that I might do this video once every 0.5 years. So the next time I do this video again, I will do it again when JP reached the 3rd year anniversary. But that's it for now. Goodbye.